What's up, guys? Join everyone. AK Chicago Joey here. We're back. Live stream last night went so well. We had a lot of people join in. We had about 1,000 different views total over time. Max views we had was 133 people in here watching the Yarny live stream. So we decided let's do it another day. So for those that don't know or might not be up to date what's going on, we're gonna watch Yarny play on Pokerstars. Yarny is a guy. He's doing a prop bet. Needs to win 100 buy-ins total in a month at 5, 10, 10, 20, 25, 50, or 50, 100 on PokerStars. So has to win 100 buy-ins. This is day 3. He's up about 11 buy-ins so far. We railed him yesterday. We got to watch him play. We got some fun hands. So in these live streams right here, we'll watch some tables on PokerStars. We'll watch him play. And oh yeah, he's got $300,000 he can potentially win here. So he put up $100,000 of his own money to the bettors $200,000. So we're gonna load up Pokerstars. There's some pretty good shorthanded deep games on right now. I'm joined by my friend Dylan. He posts on the 2+2 Pula forums under the screen name Cookies. He doesn't really post much often, but he's played PLO for quite a long time. He's a really interesting guy. We'll be able to have some interesting comments because if I'm gonna be doing these for some time, I don't necessarily want to talk a bunch of deep strategy, but I just want to be able to have an entertaining conversation. So let's hop in. We got a big pot already, boys. All right, Dylan.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome, my friend. We're already in the action top right-hand table. Yarny's already all in. He's going to play a 4 or 5K pot here versus Flong, so we'll hop into this action. Can you see the action, Dylan?
Yeah, I can.
All right, cool. Yeah, guys watching out there, any questions, make sure you're watching the highest quality, and if you have any questions, ask them in the live stream comment box on YouTube. If that doesn't work for you for some reason, you can ask me on Twitter. If you're friends with me on Skype or Facebook, message me on there, because some people said they've been having problems with what the hell? Some people said they've been having problems with the YouTube. So, and if I'm lagging a bit, we'll have to figure out what the hell's going on with that.
So it looks like all these tables have very similar lineups. How often do the regs sort of just only play 3 or 4-handed to get games going, do you think? What percentage of the time is that?
Wow, Yarny's been all in. Well, I think right now, once you get a lot of battlers going, so you got a battler like Flong, Odson, Izzledrune, like these guys are all battlers. They play anybody. So when you have guys like these going around, there's going to be a lot of games getting started. It just really takes 2 battlers to be willing to start games for things to happen. Did you see this hand? Can you see the hand right now, Dylan?
Yeah, I can.
So this is a $8,000 pot. Yarny just won with 3-6-2-8, a Yarny special.
Yeah,
so
that's.
He pots, Odson 3 bets, Flong cold 4 bets, and Yarny calls. Flop. I mean, I don't think this is. I mean, maybe. YOLO, man. All right, so
It can't be too bad. I don't think.
I would need a. It's a math. It's actually a math problem, but
yeah.
Because he's got 2 backdoor flush draws and a gut shot and bottom pairs. So, obviously,
when you think about Flong's range in this spot, it's really interesting because he can smack a lot of his high rundown type stuff. And then also, obviously, his overpairs with the jack. And I think that you actually have the correct odds against that range. I definitely have to plug it into PPT, but I don't think it's a bad stack off at all.
Especially you must not watch the podcast, buddy. We don't talk like that on here.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't watch it too much. Let me rephrase that. He had bottom pair stack off.
We only use the word PPT in a facetious manner, and we never say the word range. We say the word range as little as we possibly can. We don't want this to be 5-hour training videos unless they're paying me $3,000 a month, then I'll do some fucking training in these videos. But until that happens, you get no training. So Yarny makes a very standard stack off for 300 big blinds with bottom pair, a gut shot, and a couple backdoor. Well, one backdoor. I mean, I usually like to stack off with 2 backdoor quad draws in this situation, but I think 1 backdoor quad draws, I guess it's decent. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, backdoor quad draws are really important because if you do it a lot, your opponents have to take that into account. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking point right there, Dylan. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
You made a great point. So I'll only tell people a bit about you, Dylan, because people out there might not know who you are. You played PLO for a pretty long time, right?
Yeah, I started playing when I was 16, and I'm currently 22. I played online until Black Friday, playing like 51 and 1-2 heads-up PLO, and then transitioned over to like the mid-stakes PLO games live, like 5-5, 5-10, 10-20 type stuff.
And then I'm gonna have to tell who the guest is. Like I'm gonna tell you our numerous times because there's gonna be people jumping in and out of the live stream. They're gonna come on. They're not gonna sure who you are. So I'm gonna put this in the about me for just right now and because yeah, because people are gonna come in, they're gonna come out, and yeah, I just want to.
I mean, I don't blame them. Nobody's gonna know who the fuck I am, so it's probably good to get a bit of information out there.
For sure. All right, we got some people already. We got JJ, Jerry Jones. What's up, bro? We got Danfiu in the house, biggest seat scripter in the world. Yaaany Guyaz, what's up, bro? Martin Goza, Mr. Matsik Soul, James Bond. Seriously serious. What's up, boys? Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. See some familiar faces we had last night. So yeah. So Dylan, you are a 23-year-old male from California who's currently or going to be moving to Chicago rather soon to start an actual career, but you have a lot of experience with PLO. You're very fun to talk to, and debatably you might be smart.
That's definitely debatable. If you talk to anyone that knew me, they'd probably say that you're wrong.
Well, I'll say maybe you have really smart friends though, don't you?
Yeah, they're depends on the definition of smart. They're intelligent, but they're dumbasses. So it's sort of a catch-22 in that sense.
That makes sense. Well, we got some action here. Top left table, Yarny looks like he free bet. Now he's c-betting here on a6-3 with 2 spades versus Oddson. Got a couple of the same suspects. Bottom left-hand table. We got a couple of big pots here between. Oh shit! This bottom left-hand table goes 3-way. That's an interesting river when the club gets there. So I'm just gonna kind of say some of the action. You can feel free to add anything you want anytime.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to pay attention to what the fuck is happening. So
okay. Yeah, it's a bit challenging. So, but we'll go back and replay some hands. So this hand right here. Yarny checked the spade turn, and Oddson checked back, and then Yarny decided to bet the river, maybe like 600 into 730. So we don't know what they showed down with. So unfortunately, we don't know. So
yeah.
We got Martin. What's up, guys? Nice. We got a bunch of new faces already in here. Matt Burton, he's a reg. But yeah, last night in the live stream, we had our friend Matt Bush, who was chatting with us. He actually hopped on the tables and played. He played 510. He bought in for his roll, $763, and unfortunately, he lost an all-in versus Mr. Beanu, unfortunately, and
that's definitely unfortunate. I mean, I appreciate the spunk, you know. It's definitely nice to have people come on here for our entertainment purposes. I mean, also for, I don't know, it's always really nice to have your roll on the table because you pay attention. I feel like that's a really important time in a poker player's career when they sort of just take everything that they have and just go for it, you know?
I agree. I'm putting a description about you. Guest is Dylan, a.k.a. Cookies on 2+2, longtime PLO player and a friend of mine who loves to think about the world and showed me a recent yoga rock climbing video that I've been doing yoga in my living room watching.
I'm glad that you're getting into that. I feel like that's really... I actually was having a conversation with this with a couple of our poker players. I really feel like my ability to manage all of the intangibles away from the table vastly improved once I started getting into yoga and rock climbing. Just because you really learn how to balance things in your life, especially your physical body, because when you're sitting there grinding away either in front of a computer or playing live, it just feels like shit all the time. So being able to have an outlet where you can also mentally engage yourself or mentally turn off in the case of yoga, I feel like is really important for a lot of poker players. And I feel like it's incredibly underrated, except for, I know a lot of the top tier guys are into it, like I know Andrew Lichtenberger and his whole crew rock climbs, and it makes a lot of sense because it's pretty much just problem solving with your body. And I feel like for poker players, you can't really get any better than that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely dig it. I'm also a hippie, so maybe.
Oh, we should tell people a little bit about you. So, you describe yourself as a hippie, correct?
I mean, that was a bit tongue in cheek, I would say, but
you are kind of a hippie though. We filter these tables. Let's take a look at some of these tables just to make sure we got it, because we can watch 4 tables and we'll try to pick 4 of the more entertaining tables. Danfiu, shut up, man. Danfu's commenting in the chat. He says, "Tell this guy not to shout in the microphone. I turn your audio down. He seems to be hyperactive. You're just excited. You know, Danfiu, he's used to just having a seat script. You know what Danfu's doing right now? He's sitting at this table in the top left. He's just waiting for a seat script to pick one of these seats when a fun player sits. So fuck you, Danfiu. I'm sorry, man. You got no say around here or anything. I never listen to you again. I'm tilted that I even think about your name right now.
Joey's popping my podcast bubble right now, so I apologize if any of the audio levels are off or if I'm a bit too rambunctious for it.
No,
But
you sound fine, man. All right, let's get this table up because we got snack check at this one. He's oh, he might be playing actually. Yeah, it's all the same lineup. See, it's Danfiu, top left. You see Danfiu. He's gonna sit with Lafort. Danfiu, go ahead, buddy. Sit there. David Mezzi, you motherfucker. You want to sit with Lafort? Why don't you go bum hunt him? You think you're so fucking cool, man? God, I'm so mad. I'm heated right now. I recorded a live stream earlier today with a longtime friend of mine from the small stakes no limit community. He's the biggest winner at 50 cent dollar ever. Wow. In the history of online poker, and he's just been a long time consistent winner, and yeah, we had fun. It was pretty cool. Had a good turnout for that.
That's a really interesting lifestyle to just be the biggest winner at NL 100 full ring throughout all of time.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a pretty unique approach to it takes a unique mindset to be able to be content with just playing one stake for years and years and years, and not really looking at it as like a challenge to want to move up, looking at it more like this is just what I'm going to do because I don't need to put in any more effort than that. You know what I mean? Like he kind of puts in minimum effort for the most part and just consistently wins for years now. So
yeah, that sort of a grind is really it's sort of counterintuitive to a lot of poker players as well because
it's for sure. It's the exact opposite. Yeah.
No, I mean that's sort of fascinating though that there are people that find poker for different reasons, if that makes sense. Like
that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I was telling them. Yeah.
No, yeah, I definitely dig that. I remember me and you were actually having a conversation about this recently, where you said that you were gonna maybe start to take some shots at higher games, just because why not? Like you have the ability and the mental capacity to move up, so it's definitely I wouldn't necessarily say it's important, but it gives you some more. It gives you a lot more motivation to train yourself. Whereas you could just grind like mid-stakes PLO your entire life and never have to worry. But I don't know, you don't get any vigor out of that. You don't get any sort of.
Yeah, I've been trying to play some more 25-50 when it runs on certain sites that I play, and
what's it like transitioning?
One site where 50-100 runs that I've debated starting playing a bit more of too. So. But his hand in the left hand, his hand in the top left was interesting. So Lafort, I 3-bet here, and then his sizing on the turn and river was really interesting. So he 3-bet, called, flop went check. The river he bet 120 into 320, and then the river he potted it, which is
nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's why Lafort's one of the best.
That's a really interesting spot to just be smacking him in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you sort of think about Lafort's line there? Because I mean, it makes sort of sense on that sort of a turn when the queen pairs, but potting it on the river is really interesting.
Yeah, I think I don't know, interesting play. I mean, anything Lafort does, you got to think about because Lafort is obviously a very, very genius type of mind. So whatever Lafort's doing, I got to think more about for sure. So he's all in here in the bottom left.
Yeah, stack off on the bottom left.
Don't do it, Lafort. Don't lose. Win one. Oh, he lost them both. Sorry, Lafort. Yeah, Flong's been a machine lately. He's been grinding. I'm probably going to repeat some comments on some of these things. I do apologize beforehand, but it's just going to happen. So.
I mean, it's your podcast. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, it's just like some people watch this. Like, if I do this a bunch of days and some people watch it every day, they're just going to hear a bunch of the same comments over and over again. So.
It's definitely difficult to, especially when you're trying to give context for something like poker, because it's so important. If you're watching a game, the most important thing is understanding the dynamics between the regs. So even if you're repeating it, it sort of makes sense that you have to, just because that's the only way anyone will know what the fuck is going on.
Exactly. Well, I guess there'll probably be some people that are that I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I saw a comment. Let's hit some comments here. I think we have a girl, maybe the first woman ever to view a Joey or One podcast, Rachel Grillett. That might be just like a guy with a girl.
No, it's not. It's a girl.
With a girl picture.
No, yeah, she's a friend of mine. Hi, Rachel.
Oh, that's a girl, a friend of yours?
Yeah, she's
oh my God, of course.
A grad student at UCSB, so you can give her a shout out.
Oh man, of course. I thought we were here. I thought it was just some random stray girl just happened to find the live stream, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna check out this PLO games running here."
It's pretty difficult to get that demographic in here.
Yeah, that's true.
I think
Unfortunately.
that you're an attractive dude, so I'm really confused as to why that's not a thing.
Whoa! But unfortunately, now they only get to see the screen. They don't actually get to see my face.
Maybe we can fix that.
Well, I
Maybe
was trying to figure out how to use Twitch, but I don't know. I tried. I don't know what to do here. So I'm gonna try to get Twitch to work. That way you can have the comments and the stream, the tables, the comments, and like a video on it as well. So that would be and the screen's bigger. So it seems like that would be more the better approach to go.
yeah, most definitely. I think that would make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna try to get set up here. So top left, we got a
Yeah,
spot here.
definitely.
Yarny in a big pot here with odds and any folds.
So we were actually having a conversation earlier about Yarny and about his challenge, and you actually told me to not ask you this question, but I was really interested about it because I was reading through the Yarny thread in the High Stakes PLO forum, and it seemed really interesting to me. Like you were talking about Yarny specials earlier in this podcast, and I was a bit confused because maybe it's just because I'm transitioning back from full ring PLO, but he definitely seems to play a lot of hands like 4, 5, 5, 6 double suited and of the like in spots where I would assume he wasn't doing that favorably, but maybe you have a better insight than I do because you have a better understanding of these games.
Well, I think that well, I know Yarny does listen to the podcast, and as I've mentioned numerous times on here, my favorite hands are big pot there on the right. We'll stop and start when we
Yeah.
talk here.
No, yeah, for sure.
So Mr. Bean, all in for a 5K pot here,
Yikes.
unless Yarny bluff raise, which
Yeah, it's really hard to raise fold here.
what the hell? How did that happen? So wow, did he flop a set? Wow, that's nasty as hell. So Mr. Bean 3-bet 7-7-6-6. Yarny flats ace king. I'm surprised Yarny didn't 4-bet that hand. Well, he probably thinks Mr. Bean's never mind. He probably thinks Mr. Bean's 3-betting a bit stronger from the small blind, 250 big blinds deep. So
That would definitely make sense.
that's
Especially, yeah.
that's a hand I'd expect Yarny to 4-bet normally, but against range that Mr. Bean probably has, it seems fine to
I thought you
flat.
said we're not supposed to say the word range.
I know, but like it's so hard to talk
that
about
earlier,
these
and
fucking
now you're
hands.
using it. How am I supposed to talk?
I gotta get better, man. I gotta get better. At bottom left, we got a spot two, $780 pot, Odson versus Yarny, and it looks like Odson chooses not to value bet this spot.
Hmm.
So raises aces under the gun, C bets Yarny flops a wrap and a pair, so he flat calls. Turn check seems standard. River Odson could have value bet this hand, but I wouldn't expect Yarny to have many hands to call with. The only hand he could really call with that's worse is something like kings, and he might kings a similar hand like aces or a four. So I think his check back's pretty fine there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that Yarny's 3-betting a lot of kings out of position also versus odds and under the gun raids.
Yeah, well,
So
just 200 big blinds deep. I don't think he's going to.
yeah,
So
I mean that maybe would give a better argument for odds to value bet just because there's actually a higher percent chance of Yarny having kings, but he has a king in his hand, so he can remove it as well.
I mean, I would expect. Yeah, when you think about the small blind in that spot, I mean, Yarny plays a lot more hands than most people do, though. So he probably has more fours in his.
It's also, do you think that Yarny has like a river check raising range there? That would be a really interesting place to have one, I think, especially given his range, like given the way that he plays, you know?
Definitely, I agree completely.
Yeah.
But gotta day through stream. Let's go. All right, let's see some more comments here. Just 'cause I love the comments. Zach says any sort of exercise. It's interesting.
Say that again. What was that? I think I cut out.
He said any sort of exercising is good. Like like for poker players, like as long I think he's basically saying as long as you're exercising, that's going to be really good for you.
I definitely agree with that. It's a good place to start.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that there are different forms of exercising that are better for different lifestyles. So anything that gets you off your ass and gets you moving and gives you something to do in your day that is physical and away from your job is incredibly important just for balance purposes as a human being. But like if you think about something like I don't want to harp on yoga or anything, but let's change the subject maybe. Like you play basketball, correct?
Correct.
So that's, I think, also it's probably equally beneficial for you as a person, just because you have a lot more energy, and it's maybe a little bit harder for you to do something like yoga, if I don't know, without a lot of practice at least. So I would say that yes, being physically fit is really important, but also understanding who you are and then like why you're being physically fit instead of just going out and running, because then you're gonna fucking hate it. Like if you just go out and run every day and don't know why you're doing it, you're not gonna want to do it. So finding the activity that helps balance you really well is really important, I think.
Could something like sex be something that balances you really well, you think?
Most definitely. I would say that it's really hard to have too much sex in your life. Unless you go like to the choke level, like Chuck Palahniuk, then maybe you have some imbalances. But physiologically speaking,
Who?
I don't think
The fuck are you? The hell are you talking about over there? A choke?
Chuck Palahniuk, it's a novel. It's about a dude who's a sex addict.
Huh.
Yeah. So it can get to the point where it takes over your life. Like I've had a couple friends that actually had their entire existences devoted to sex, and it just made them shitty people. But if you're, I don't know, that's a very extreme case. I'm not gonna say that having sex all the time is gonna be a negative.
There's some interesting spots here. Isledrin check raise top left here when flong bet, and bottom top right. I guess Odson's just representing Queen of Hearts here. I didn't see the action, but he pots the river, which the fort's only got 1,300 behind. So
Does he ever ship here with anything less than like a queen high flush? He probably does ship here with less than queen high flush for value.
people are yelling at me, man. They say I'm talking too much strat already.
Sorry.
I can't. I'm gonna get tilted. I'm like very anti-strat. Oh my god. Oh, interesting. That's pretty. I guess kind of normal. He probably has a flush. He check called, and then led the river when the ace of heart got there. So the straight got there and the flush got there. So that must mean he has a straight and he has a flush. So Joe, when will you start your training video site? You always wanted to teach your poker secrets.
Well, no, I think that it's better not to invest in the training site and then more to invest in the sex site, like the sex training site. I feel like you have more to offer the world there
I
than
agree.
you do with poker training.
The sex training site's definitely happening.
100%. The last time we talked about it, I know that it was just a thing. I know that you wanted Brian Hastings to be one of the main coaches.
No, I didn't. What the hell are you, Stinger? Stinger, one of the sex training coaches?
Maybe I misheard you.
Stinger? My friend Brian Hastings, aka Stinger, a sex addict, a sex coach?
I feel like, all right, I maybe shouldn't have made that comment because now you're talking shit.
No, I mean, Stinger, I've seen Stinger have sex. Okay, another story for another time, but, I mean, listen. Another story for another time, boys. Another story for another time, but another story for another time. I guess he could be a sex teacher. I mean, he could.
I mean, he has the training video background, doesn't he? I feel like he maybe like Camista. He knows all the software. You don't even have to teach him any of that stuff.
Yo, man, I can't comment on this.
All right, we can go back. I don't know. There's no hands happening, so I don't know how you're supposed to transition out of it. I think you're kind of stuck.
No, well, one of the coaches is going to be my friend Ebony Kenny, who I had her on a podcast. She's a very attractive black girl, half black, half white. She has a body of a black girl. She's very into a polyamorous type of lifestyle, and she is into women, into men. She wants to be the #1 leading coach on the site. So.
No, I can dig that. That's definitely an interesting perspective, and also one that is incredibly important to learn about, I think, just because human beings don't tend to think outside the box a lot when it comes to sex, and having a person that has a really good understanding of like pretty much the exact person you described, I feel like would be really cool to have as like a head coach for a site like that, just because you allow people to learn about something they have no fucking idea about.
Exactly. I agree. That's why I'm excited to have her as one of the coaches on Sex It Once.
What's it called? Sex It Once?
No, I don't have a name yet, man. I mean, I got a name. I have it. I'm coding it right now, to be honest. But I don't have time for to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hodson just flops nut flush. Oh, and he doesn't win. Mr. Bean's running good today. So here's our notes on people for those that are just joining us. We all made some notes yesterday. So Mr. Bean, we have a note on him. This guy is a joke. He's fucking awful. When he is at the table, you should rejoice with so much love and prosperity because you know that you will be able to afford Christmas this year. Okay? Yarny, we love you, Poppy. Okay, standard note. Isildrun, God. Okay, self-explanatory. Oddson, fish, okay. Flong, machine, okay. We got to label Lefort now, though. Lefort, fittest man. Whoops, did I spell it right? Fittest man in poker.
Can you maybe give some background to that? Like, why do you? I think I remember us talking about it, but is it because of he wrote that fitness blog, right?
Well, the fun thing is that I can just call anybody anything I want at this point in time, and people that don't know any better they're probably gonna assume I'm right. So when I call Lefort the fittest man in poker, how can you really argue with that, right?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. You're the one that has the power, so just abuse it however you want to.
I'm just kidding. But no, he's really fit. He's really fit, and he wrote that sick fitness blog, which is why I started calling him the fittest man in poker. I was trying to think of a nickname I could call him because I had him on 2 podcasts. He always says some great things, and he's really into fitness. He's a very smart guy. He's got a very intelligent approach. He's taught me a lot as far as diet, nutrition, and stuff like that. So,
can you cook things other than chicken yet?
well, I mean, I'm learning, but I'm pretty noob, so I'm getting better at cooking. Hodson, another 3-bettable hand, ace, queen, 10, jack. So these lineups are definitely, I think Mr. Bean, if we're going to rate the players in the table, I would rate number 1, Iseldrun. Number 2, and this is specifically a 6-max format, I'd say number 1, Iseldrun. I don't know much about Lefort's 6-max games, so I'll say Iseldrun 1. Tough call. I don't know.
Yeah, this is definitely a really tough lineup.
I'd say Mr. U Beans definitely last for sure, 100%. And I guess I'd have to go. I mean, Iseldrun and Lefort and Yarny are both been on the podcast before, so it's hard to really narrow them down. I don't want to make Lefort sad. I know he gets emotional sometimes if you don't say good things about him. So
you definitely have a lot. People respect you. If you say something, they're just going to assume you're correct. So you can't say something without truly believing it, or you can and just not care what other people think.
Well, that's what I try. That's what I'm trying to uphold a bit more. I don't want to troll. I want to be firm in my statements, if that makes sense. So, all right, I'm just gonna make a decision here. Number 1, Iseldrun. Number 2, Yarny. Number 3, Lefort. Number 4, Oddson. Number 5, Flong. Number 6, Mr. Ubeen. That's what we're going with.
Okay, that seems you should publish that and put it on 2+2 so that everyone knows that you're correct.
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of debate in this particular subject for sure.
those I've been seeing those lists pop up recently, and it's really interesting seeing. I don't know. I think Iseldrun actually put one out the other day, and it was fascinating seeing people like, let's say, Galfond, that I grew up as being the god tier and having no one else in the same tier as him, and then having someone who I also respect like Iseldrun saying he's not top 10 anymore, and maybe I just haven't been paying attention, or the games are changing really, really quickly. But that to me was really interesting, and especially coming from someone like Iseldrun, who is really well respected.
I mean, I guess well, speaking of Phil specifically, he doesn't really play much in the games anymore. So I mean, people. You got to be playing the games consistently for other people to rate you as good or rate you as high, I guess on a consistent basis. There are some people that can kind of pop in and out, but he hasn't really been popping in and out even. He's barely played over the past, year and a half. He's played very short time periods. So whether that's, that could be a number of different reasons. Maybe he doesn't want to relocate out of the States. Maybe he's on a downswing. Maybe he's not winning as much money as he used to, so he doesn't want. And, there's obviously there could be a bunch of different reasons. So.
Yeah. Having a longer career as a poker player is, I think, probably one of the most mentally and emotionally taxing things you can do, just because your life is based around variance, and you can definitely negate a lot of it, but the fact that you have to, on a day-to-day basis, control yourself emotionally and be able to not tilt, be able to make sure that you're paying attention to your entire routine so that you can play optimally. I feel like that, even for someone like Phil Galfond, who through his blogs and his videos seems like he has a really good grasp on life, can become mentally and emotionally taxing.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in the game for you're a fucking machine, though. I have never met anyone like you, so maybe you're the wrong person. For us normal human beings that can't sit there and grind the most hands in a month of any other on the planet, but I don't know. I still think that, for me personally, that's why I stopped. That's why I'm trying to transition into the real world, just because it's really difficult for me to play professionally, just because of the emotional aspect of it. I find it hard to balance the rest of my life around poker playing poker professionally?
I think when it I think when for me personally, why I have to do it is because I don't really, I guess, on the
It was just
surface,
to
when
get
I
on the
think
top
about
right
it,
of
there
the
aren't really
board.
many other options out there for me to do as far as if I want to make as much money as I can make from poker. There's really nothing else I could really start doing that would have that much success at poker, and I know that. So, but I know I also have to work hard to have the biggest amount of success I could have with poker. So that's what pushes me and motivates me even years later. You know what I mean? Like what am I gonna like? Why would I work so hard for 4 years and then just all of a sudden just stop what I worked so hard for? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I understand some people might get burnt out, but it's like, well, what else are you gonna do? I mean, I don't know. That's kind of what still motivates me to keep working hard now. It's like why I don't want to just ruin the past 4 or 5 years. I got myself this good at poker and got myself this trained to work hard at it and put in hours that it would seem silly to.
So this is not to put words in your mouth, but it kind of sounds like you sound that you're saying that you sort. I don't want to use the word trapped, but you sort of pigeonholed yourself into a specific profession, if that makes sense.
Well, I think you could say that definitely in a way that I guess I have. I guess we got a big pot here, but
Yeah.
I guess so just by. It's interesting. I guess pigeonhole. I mean, I really enjoy doing it. I think I kind of embrace whatever situation I'm in. So it's like, if I'm gonna be a poker player and if I can never play poker again, well, I'll embrace whatever I'm doing. Like if I'm a professional, all in on here on the top left.
Yeah, interesting.
So Odson clicked back this flop and Yarny called, and then now he's shoving this hand. So I'm guessing he's either has blockers or straight. Yeah, he has straight. That makes sense. Wow, he clicked that back. That's interesting.
That's a really loose peel also by Yarny.
Well, Yarny had the nuts, I believe.
No, on the turn.
Wait.
I mean, I think call is a better word than peel. Sorry.
Oh, Yarny. Okay, Yarny clicked it back. So Yarny, he got check raised. Yarny clicked back with the straight. Odson called. So I know what Yarny, why he clicked it back there. It makes some sense. It actually makes sense. And then Odson obviously got there in the river, so Yarny loses a $4,000 pot. So, how is Yarny doing today, KJ? KJ, get a different screen in, man. I can't even say that. We don't know how Yarny's doing today. I'll message him on Skype and see if I can get a response back from him. He's up 11 buy-ins total before the day started. I know that. And who else is in here? Piverndink says, I like the stream better than yesterday. Quicker pace, great guest. Well, thank you, my friend. Yeah, Rec Problems was on yesterday, and nothing to be said. We had fun, though. We had fun. It's just a different type of conversation, different type of pace. So I seem to be watching a lot of my friends have sex, Tim Stone says. Well, Tim, Tim, you've seen me in some situations where I'm out of my mind frame, so you can understand how that might happen once in a while. So
I'm gonna click out for 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Sure, no problem. Danny B, what's up? Jason, fuck you. That's all I got to say to you, buddy. Jason, we need you to come on a podcast, my friend. Jason, we were talking about Liv Bory yesterday, and a lot of people in the comments section had some interesting things to say about her sex life. So maybe you can come in and shed us some light in that fact.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was just we have yesterday one of the comments the topics was Liv Bory. Who was Liv Bory, who is a female poker player, and basically a lot of people in the live stream were speculating that she may or may not have sex with many different poker players. And there's also someone in the chat right now, Jason Lavalley, who made a couple comments, and I was inviting him. I think he might have some insight into her sex life, so I was inviting him to come on and maybe he can share us with the viewers. So.
I definitely understand the appeal of wanting to know if she's fucking other poker players, but it kind of makes me uncomfortable a lot of the time. Like, why do people give a fuck who she's having sex with? Especially when it's within an industry where if you're on tour, you tour with a lot of the same people. You're a human being, sort of a thing. I don't know. I definitely.
Well, buddy, in a perfect world, yeah, that's true. But in the world we live in, sex, drugs, hookers, blow—that's what people want to hear about. Okay?
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry for even questioning.
Yeah, I mean, I don't question it. I just give the people what they want. The people want to hear about sex and they want to hear about girls naked. I'm giving it to them, man. I mean, no one else is going to do it. So this hand's interesting. Lefort is going crazy with the bluffs here. He pots, bean, 3 bets. He calls with 9-8-8-4 flop. the turn man, this is really Lafort was
Wow.
weird shit, man. So
That's an interesting line.
I know. So he bets 220 to 320 on the flop. The turn he pots. And then the river, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. And then the river he goes all in for 2K. Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I guess he expects. I don't think I like that hand. I gotta ask Lafort about that later. That's an interesting hand.
I wish you would talk about strategy because I'm actually really interested in that.
I know. It's well, the interesting part is Bean's range is what. Yeah. I'm gonna put this 25-50 table in here in the bottom left. So 25-50 lineup, we got my boy Jeans, Lafort, Martonis, aka Barry Sweet, another one of my podcast friends, Ansky, Supernova 9,
Actually,
and
I played the 5K six max with Ansky, and he absolutely murdered me. And then
really,
told me that I was a fish, and he was completely right.
what do you mean?
I played the 5K six max PLO 2 years ago, and it was the first 5K. I actually sat into it, and it was the first big the first 5K tournament behind. Like I was playing like a lot of 5, 10, 10, 20 cash games during the series, and I definitely wasn't prepared to play like a 5K six max tourney. And then like and I don't know, he taught me a lot of stuff. I talked too much. I gave him way too much information away from the actual hands. He got a really good read on me and my game just from our conversations and how I was acting. And then he just absolutely demolished me. Like he called me off in multiple spots where if I maybe had a better image, it would have been more balanced. But just based off of the information he had on me, I definitely was like way too light. And I don't know, definitely a really nice guy. He ended up even replying to a message from me on 2+2, just stating like why I had messed up and giving me a lot of really solid advice. So I have a lot of respect for him.
Did you? I guess you probably didn't listen to the podcast we had with him on, but it was yeah, he was a really enjoyable person to have on.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was really funny. During the break, he walked over to like there were just three girls sitting on the rail, and he just like gets up from the table like 5 minutes before the break and goes and talks to them. Isn't even paying attention to a 5K. But I'm sitting there, that being the biggest buy-in of my entire life, sweating my ass off, and he just is so cool.
Are you saying Ansky's a ladies' man?
Um, I don't know much about his life, but
Wait a
given
sec. Wait. When was this?
this was WSOP 2013 5K six max.
Let's not talk about this anymore.
Okay, sorry. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I'll tell you later why.
If I got someone in trouble, I apologize. I don't know anything. He was maybe having a conversation with some awesome people, and they could have just been very good friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm an innocent bystander.
We're not. This isn't the place to speculate on this. This isn't.
Yeah.
We're not speculating on this right now.
I feel you.
We're not speculating on this. James Bond speculates that Libori couldn't beat 2-0. Yeah.
Really?
I might agree. Although to be fair, and I don't want this to seem like shots fired, but I don't think many tournament players can beat 2-0. So boom, 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 firing those shots at those tournament players. Lafort's just going crazy bluffing. Look at this kid. He just has no chill in him. He's just, oh my God, what is Lafort giving Bean money for? Lafort, stop it. Check. Bet he pots the turn again. Lafort pots a lot.
Yeah.
River pots again. I had two blockers. He had Queen 8, but Bean has a straight. Lafort's just a pot machine.
Pretty
Lafort,
standard by Bean, I think. I don't think he's ever going to fold against Lafort there.
yeah, I mean, once you see Lafort show you down a couple bluffs,
Yeah.
certainly no time to start folding second nuts to him in a spot where he could have blockers. So that's
But yeah, I definitely agree.
yeah, it seems okay.
These games are playing really aggressively.
I know
I mean,
it
it
is
makes sense.
psychotic.
It's like it's six people battling. It's like just six regs battling, but it's definitely really interesting to watch.
It's great. I don't actually want to watch this 25-50. I don't see anything going. I don't want to watch that. It's just all ins. It's kind of boring to me.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
I wish I could play right now. I would play 20. I would 24 table and let everybody see. I could because I don't think anyone's ever seen somebody 24 table PLO before. And I would 24 table for 10 hours straight and live stream the whole thing on an hour delay. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it when one of the first days I'm back. I'm gonna 24 table. I'm gonna 24 table $50 PLO for 24 hours straight.
Are you still going to do that bet we were talking about?
Which one? I really want to do a prop bet. I have a couple in mind. Which one are you referring to?
Remember, I ran some math for you on the 300 buy-in PLO bet?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely want to do that one for sure.
That'd definitely be
I don't-
interesting.
I don't think I could do it, of course, but I'd love to try it.
Yeah. I just remember when I ran the numbers. I don't know. I'm actually not going to say anything because that is an action killer, and people can do that for themselves. Or it's an action maker, and then you could just crush people.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be a challenge making 300 buy-ins in a month at 25 cent, 50 cent, where no one, if the rake's so big that no one ever even wins usually 100 buy-ins in a month. Obviously, it's pretty challenging, but I think that I am up for a challenge, and
Have you thought?
I'm up for a challenge. I'm ready to be challenged, and no one's going to prop at me on an easy bet, so I have to do something a bit harder.
Have you thought about the odds yourself yet, or anything like that?
Nah, not really. No, I haven't thought too much about it, to be honest.
I dig it. Who's gonna do the pre? Who's gonna do the pre-podcast though? You can't
Hey,
pre-podcast yourself.
I'm gonna do a prop bet. Oh shit! Yesterday I made a fake prop bet promo video. I can make the promo video right now for it on the live stream. I did one yesterday. I was gonna reg problems. I told reg problems pick anything, any subject, and I'll make a 30-second promo prop bet video. So he said make a video where you say you're gonna jack off 500 times. So I made a 30-second promo about how I talked about what I was going to do and how I was going to do it.
You said that you have no other skills away from poker, and I now completely disagree. That is a very valuable skill.
To jack off 500 times in one day?
Yes, that's actually exactly what I was talking
You
about.
want to know how I'm going to jack off 500 times in one day? I'll tell you how I'm going to do it if you want to know. You want to know?
Yes, please.
I'll tell you how I'm going to do it. First of all, no, I can't tell you. I can't tell you how I'm going to do it. I can't reveal strategy.
People got to pay for that. That's what the training site's for.
Exactly. You want to know how to jack off 500 times in one day? Come to the Futures training site. Join Grim1Sex.com, where I teach you how to jack off.
There was like 3 innuendos in there, and you didn't even try.
Yeah. It's okay. I won 300 buy-ins. Locus, I'm kicking you out of here, bro. It's fine. Ali Bro, what's up, man? Ali Bro is one of my favorite live stream commenters. He's been known to frequent the hooker bars in Thailand, and he's got a very big love for hookers. So he wants to know who's on the other end, and I put that in the description for the people that kind of join in and don't know. It's my friend Dylan. He posts his cookies on the 2+2 poker forums. He's been a longtime PLO player. After Black Friday, he's been playing more live PLO. He's recently going to move to Chicago, aka the place where I live, and he enjoys hiking, yoga, and thinking about the world.
Damn, I feel like I'm on like a dating site right now.
Well, people want to know who you are. Hold on, I got a phone call. Let me answer this real quick.
No worries.
Hello. All right, I'm live streaming right now, so I'll put it on the counter or something. Or you can just tell me when you get here. It doesn't matter. No, it's fine. I'm not on video. I'm just on audio, bro. All right, cool. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. And if you guys want to catch future live stream episodes, I'm probably going to try live stream as much as I can during this because it's kind of fun, and I'll try to have some different people on, or we'll see what happens. And I'll be posting updates on Facebook and on Twitter and on my Facebook group. The links for that's in the description. Twitter at JoinGrim1 and in the 2+2 thread for the Yarny prop bet. So right now, update. He's up 11 buy-ins total before the day started, and right now we're not sure how he is, but I'm gonna send him a message on Skype right now and see if we can get an updated total.
How many hours a day do you think he's going to put into this? I mean, how much does Yarny grind regularly? I actually don't have a lot of background on him.
He can definitely put in pretty heavy hours grinding. So I think he's capable of playing 10 to 12 hours every single day or more if he needs to.
Yikes.
And so what it looks like his strategy right now is that he doesn't really have a strategy, to be honest with you. He's just playing, like, he actually, I mean, the way he's approaching this is terrible, to be honest with you, is that I think he's just really, I did talk to him before it, but his strategy is really bad. Now, I mean, if I had $200,000 on the line, I'd be doing things so much differently, but at the same time,
Are you allowed to say what those things are? Do you not want to kill people's action? Is that not okay?
Well, the action's already done. I mean, I'll tell him. If I talk to him, I'll tell him the way he's doing it. I think it's dumb, but I mean, he wants to do it himself. So.
You mean just when you say what he's doing is now just like literally sitting into every game, not game selecting, all that jazz?
So he's not. I mean, he's not game selecting at all, and there aren't any other options to play in any games. But at the same time, you don't need to be playing like 10 deep tables. I mean. These other guys, they can play 10 deep tables. They don't have a $300,000. He's either going to win or lose $300,000 extra amount of money. So right now, act like the $100,000, he doesn't have it. So right now there's $300,000 that he's either going to win or he's going to lose. That's what the swing's going to be. It's going to be it's going to be plus 300K or not. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, these other guys, they don't have that incentive. They can battle just to battle, but he needs to use a different strategy approach because that's not what's optimal in this situation. I mean, in theory, you're not going to be playing the same way if you're playing, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not going to be playing your best playing 9 tables here.
Especially in these lineups, which are like really rare.
Yeah, especially in lineups where, like, I mean, yeah, he might be plus EV playing these games, debatably plus EV playing 10 tables, but at the same time, when you factor in there's an extra amount of money in play, and he could be playing better playing less tables. I mean, there's also debate. These other games might not run if he's not in the games. Then these other tables, everyone else is going to be playing 5 or 6 tables too, and maybe his 6-tabling game is not as good as somebody like Otson or Flongs or Isildraun. So you never know. It might actually be better for him to be playing more tables and make these other guys play more tables because he thinks his 10-tabling ability is better than everyone else's.
That's actually a really interesting thought, but that sort of runs into some game theory problems because theoretically, if they have a better 6-table game and he has a better 10-table game, can't Odson just only play 6 tables?
Well, in theory, but at the same time, it's really it'd be really hard to figure out, who exactly has a better 6-table game, who has a better 8-table game, who has a better 9-table game, because obviously we can't really know that, and I'm sure all of these guys are going to assume that they have the best game of anyone else. I mean, and if Mr. Bean can't fucking think, there's no way he possibly thinks he's the best player in these games. If that kid thinks he's the best player in these games, he's on drugs. And
I have no context for the shit talking on Mr. Bean. Can you maybe give me some and some of the viewers?
We hate him.
Just because he's him?
Terrible.
All right.
Awful.
All right, that makes sense. That's all I needed to hear.
Terrible. We don't like him. So.
I dig it.
I mean, like I said, I don't.
Would you say that you're a favorite in these games if you were to sit in these 10-20 lineups?
In the 5-10 or 10-20?
Let's say like these tables that are on our screen right now. Say like a seat opens to let's say Yarny here. I'll even help you out. Let's say Yarny gets or Odson gets up, and then you have me to your right. Are you a favorite on that table?
I would need to be playing a lot of hours to even debate about that, and even at that point in time, I mean, it would depend. It would depend. It really would, because, I mean, obviously, no one out there knows any of my results for the past year and a half for this year, but I can tell you, they debatably may or may not be very good. So, but I don't think I'm necessarily playing in games like these all the time.
Yeah. These are very different than.
I mean, the only way to get it, to really know, is to get in there and battle. Would I get in there and battle? Of course I would. I'd see. I mean, if I ever have a thought like that, I'm gonna get in there and play. And that's the only way to find out. You figure out what people are doing better than you, and you figure out what you might be doing better than people, if anything, and that's how you learn. So.
No, that makes perfect sense. When are you gonna make your triumphant return? When does Ollie come back to the ring?
What an amazing time that's gonna be! I can't wait. I'm excited. I don't know. I mean, I can. Right now, I don't really have anything holding me down right here. It's just a matter of me getting out of my routine, getting out of my nutrition routine, my diet routine, my poker routine, my yoga, my music, and dancing. There's a lot of things I'm actively doing daily. So it's just a matter of me getting out of that. And
I'll make you a deal. If my soul gets too crushed from getting this big boy job sort of a thing, we ship our asses to Asia. Hang out there. I'm sure you got a lot of friends over there anyways.
Tim Stone lives in Bangkok. He's very excited for me to move there.
I don't know if you want to go to BKK. I was thinking something a little more, especially if you're trying, because you don't have to change your lifestyle that you have. Moving to Bangkok will definitely revert a lot of the good habits you've been picking up in the past year, I think, just because it'll be so easy for that to happen. Whereas there's other places in Southeast Asia that you could keep a really similar routine to the one you have now and then get in a really good grind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just from my I've only actually lived in Vietnam. So, but given I had a lot of friends that went to school in BKK and all that stuff, and I don't know, especially I think poker players specifically have a really nasty perception of Southeast Asia a lot of the time. Just given what I was reading through the Thailand threads when I was planning, because I was thinking about going abroad to play before I got this job, and I think that poker players, just because everything is so cheap and because there are so many things that are really, really present, like whorehouses, ping pong houses, all that shit, I think that you can get in just into a horrible lifestyle, which is fucking terrible if you're trying to grind 5, 10, 10, 20 in the best games on the planet, you know? Or not the best, the hardest games on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
That being said,
if I get back on Stars, I'll probably play 2, 4, and 3, 6 for a bit of time and see how that goes. I haven't played any of the 2-5 Zoom, so I'll probably play some of that just to get some training back in here, get back used to it, and then probably just move up from there. Just depends how much money I want to put back online and everything like that. So.
How big? So you have a lot of. How big is the jump? For someone like me who hasn't actually played like 5-10 consistently, I'd say the highest that I got was like 1-2, 2-4, or anything like that online.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you look at let's go ahead and look at it, right? So we got a 5-10 lineup, right? So let's say if you want to play 5-10 right now, let's look at the lineups. You got 2 open seats here. Okay, so you got this lineup here. Okay, so let's go look at a 2-4 lineup, for instance. So let's look at this deep table lineup. So we got this guy, Dicka Joe, I've never heard of. We got this guy, Renan, who's I think he's a smaller player, he's not good. Robson, who's probably the spot here. We got Go Get a Real Job, who's a guy regular, he's good. We got two Bum Hunter scripters. So, I mean, let's look at an open seat game right here. We got Danita's Huge Fish. We got, once again, Bum Hunter running. We got Exall, whatever. We got this guy again. Okay, so you're going to be a much more plus EV in this specific open seat than playing at this table. So that tells you about the jump, basically.
That makes sense, yeah, especially because everyone's an N boss on the bottom left table, and everyone, like, I didn't really see any N bosses at the 2-4 tables.
Exactly. I mean, there might be some of these guys might be okay, but at the same time, I mean, they're just. There's a reason why these guys are playing these games in these lineups, and those guys are playing those games in those lineups.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, actually, I don't know a lot about like Go Get a Real Job. I've just seen him post on 2+2 a lot, and I think that he also makes videos. But it sort of seems like he has a similar mentality to your friend that you talked about earlier, who just grinds NL100 and being happy. Like, because to make the jump from like the 2-4 games to the 5-10 games is such a massive, massive jump that. It's much more comfortable just sitting there grinding the 2-4, 3-6 type stuff.
Yeah, he's been shot taking a bit, but yeah, I guess he always just comes back to these stakes and makes sense.
That's pretty nice to be able to come back to those stakes, though, if you think about it, and just have that be a comfortable grinding situation.
Fuck you, Danfu. Yeah, you see, that was Danfu's script in the bottom left. This guy's sad, and Danfu, of course. I'm banning him from the fucking live stream. I seriously hate him so much, man.
That's pretty gnarly. The whole scripting thing, it makes a lot of sense in terms of like an ecosystem of poker, but it's so fucking nasty just to have that be prominent, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. Have you thought of, like, I haven't actually been in a lot of conversations with actual regs in these games talking about how to get rid of those scripts. Have you thought about anything? Or have you actually like talked to people about how to get rid of scripters and all that jazz?
Well, I got to change this from not sex site. This is about the future sex site and some ideas I have for it. I don't want to. I mean, not really. I mean, there's been so many different speculation thrown out there. You know, me just talking a bunch of shit. What could happen? Nothing's gonna happen from it. So I don't see much point to even like sit around and speculate and think about it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I just think that it's really interesting because if you can get rid of something like seat scripting, it completely changes the entire ecosystem. In my opinion, it makes the players that are better way, way, way better in terms of the overall spectrum of poker players because you have to play them at that point if you actually want to make money.
Oh, I agree completely. I mean, I'm all for what could you do? You know, I'm not. I don't really even know.
Yeah. I actually think it's more interesting to talk about what would happen if the situation gets fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I don't know. It's also a lot less depressing because that's actually like a positive environment when there's no more seat scripters, so maybe it doesn't hurt our souls to talk about it as much. But I don't know. I think that it would be really cool to have to play, if you want to get to the higher stakes and actually make money, to have to play people that are good. Especially because it'll also give the fish more of a chance also. I mean, actually I'm not sure because maybe they'll only play in games with good regs now. So it might actually kill the fish quicker because all the seat scripters aren't as good. A lot, like the majority of the time at least.
Think about that one a lot more.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of talking shit right now, or talking.
That's what this is for. I'm talking shit to Danfu in the chat. Tell him fuck you.
Is he still there? I wish I had access to this chat.
Got no respect for this kid and his script. Thinks he's good. Probably goes around telling people, yeah, I play PLO, man, I'm good. I'm a professional poker player. I'm the best fucking PLO player in the world. That's what he does, man. He goes around telling people that probably. Tells his friends, tells girls he meets, yeah, I play poker, man. I'm fucking good at poker. You're good at poker, man. Fucking bum. He ain't good at poker.
That's actually what I do. I just walk around to random people, just telling them how big my poker dick is,
He
and
ain't
it
fucking
works.
good.
That's how you make friends. I
Yeah.
think. I feel like that's my best pickup line is walking into a bar and just telling a girl that I sit in a casino all day and that's how I make a living.
Yeah.
Definitely an attract. I don't know. I'm kidding, but
Well, I just got an update from Yarny on Skype. He says he's down 10 buy-ins today, so that puts him at total 1 buy-in up for the prop bet again.
it kind of seemed like he was getting pummeled on these tables.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, even if he's got 11K stack doesn't necessarily mean that he's up money though.
Yeah,
That's
not
for
in
sure.
these games. I don't know. It's always fun to root for the person that's trying to do something ridiculous.
Oh, of course. It's no
Yeah,
fun to root a guy. Who wants to see the guy fail? You want to root for a guy to have success.
yeah, I completely agree. I actually think that I have to head out right now. I have to get lunch with a couple friends because I'm about to move my ass across the country. But
All right.
yeah, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. It was a blast.
No problem. No problem. No problem. Come back on soon, my friend.
I will. Take it easy, everybody.
All right, guys. I gotta go answer the door real quick. I'll be back in 1 second, and I'll talk that talk for a little bit here. Hold on 1 second. Be back soon. Be back in 2 seconds. 1 second. 0 seconds. Bye. All right, guys. Back in the house. We had a visitor. Back to the live stream. Dylan had to check out. So now we will figure out a new initiative right now to take because let's talk more about the action here. So we'll talk some live stream here. Let's see. Let's go back down here to Luke. What's up, Luke Reeves? Welcome back. Looks like we got a lot of same regs that we have in a bunch of the live streams. I appreciate you guys coming in, checking it out. We have who do we got here? Yarny suggests we give him some run good, so we're all gonna try to send Yarny some run good. Question earlier that I missed. Wilhelm Gimez says, I have a question. How can you keep your calm and take the optimal decision when 24 tabling and on tilt? I guess a 24 table massive tilt can result in a lot of buy-ins removed from one account. Well, one time I did lose 52 buy-ins in a session, and by one time I mean I did the same thing 3 weeks later. So if you don't keep your calm, then sometimes you're gonna lose a lot of buy-ins. So I'm trying to get Yarny in here. I'm trying to get Yarny to come into the live stream. We'll see if he can come in. Here. So, God, he left. For fuck's sake, what the fuck, Dylan? Bye. Of course, we root for Yarny. Get stars reg problems on, please. His job is he's going to do a data analyst in Chicago here. So that's what his job's going to be. He's going to do data analyst. Danfiu, stop giving me don't shout me out in the chat, man. I don't get why Joe hates seed scripters so much. It's not against the rules. You should blame Pokerstars, not the scripters. It's no different from people gaining an edge by using a HUD. Shut the fuck up, man. I ain't listening to none of that bullshit arguments. I can't do it. Looks like Yarny won a hand here against Johan. Oh, thank God he beat Johan. We don't like Johan here on the stream anymore after yesterday. Pretty normal hand. Gets 3-bet call. Johan pots aces with the ace club blocker. Yarny gets all in with backdoor quad draw and backdoor flush draw and jack high flush draw. Pretty standard. Was that the 2K pot you guys wanted me to go to? Let's see here. Let's try to pick up on some more action here, actually. If anybody's out there who's interested in coming on and talking a little bit about anything it could be the prop bet, or it could be golf, or it could be anything actually. Let me know. Bottom left. Let's see here. Did we miss a pot? I don't think we missed a pot down here. Oh, we did. Oh my God, what happened here? Yarny, Mr. Bean free bet. Yarny flat called. Oh wow, nice line. So Yarny flops a wrap. Obviously, this board hits him better than Mr. Bean's 3-bet range from the small blind. Check call, and Mr. Bean check raises here with the queen-high flush draw. It's a pretty good play. Definitely makes him tougher to play in situations. So. Just go for it made a mad suck out on Danfiu. That's definitely what we're rooting for here. We're a fan of anybody sucking on it. Let's see how Danfiu played this hand. Oh, Danfu's so bad. He gets all in with a set. Danfiu, you're so terrible. Oh, nice check pot, dude. Danfiu, you're so bad. God, he's so bad. Oh, he's so bad. Yeah, thank God, man. The kid's got 2 backdoor flush draws and a backdoor straight draw. It's pretty, yeah. Fucking Danfiu. He's so nitty. He's so nitty. I need to get a guest on here. I like having a guest on more than doing it by myself. What's up, Rems? Nice to see you out here. I do not play golf, Alley Bro, unfortunately. Maybe I'll start playing golf one day. Where's Timstone? Timstone, are you playing? Let's just start calling people on Skype. Fuck it. Let's try to get some people in here. No, it's not called Timstone. He doesn't even... A seed scripter is somebody who has a script, essentially, that... Well, Danfiu currently has the top script, so whenever an unknown or a bad player sits, the script will, without even you doing anything, it just automatically will sit you there, and it requires absolutely no skill on your part except buying the script and having it, and having a good internet connection. So, I mean, I see some people don't have a problem with it, but can I come on? I play golf and have a good women's strategy. Kundal, can you have if you can have a conversation, you can come on, but you need to be able to have a conversation for us to have you on here. And if you know anything about PLO, that's going to be a big plus, obviously, too. Miss both streams. Yeah, Rems, I'm going to start streaming on Twitch when I figure out how to do it. I don't quite know how to do it. So you can, like I said, I think I told you yesterday, you can join the Facebook group. Links in the description, or you can join the follow me on Twitter. I'll put updates on there. But yeah, and then 2+2 thread obviously as well. But yeah, it's sometimes hard to know when I'm going to be doing any streaming. But I'm going to try to stream more throughout the bet. So yeah, should be fun. Danfiu, you want to come on? Fuck, let's call Danfiu up. Where's Danfiu at? Hold on. Let's call Danfiu. Let's see what he's doing. Answer the phone, Big Nit. Nope, Danfiu, no answer. All right, we tried getting Danfiu on. Tim Stone's playing. He's got to go to Visa Run in 1 hour. It's too bad. We'll just watch some action here. Doesn't look like Yarny's getting involved in anything right now. It looks like the games die down a lot more of action when it gets full 6 players. So it's not quite as fast and furious as it is. Kundal, what's your screen name, Kundal? Well, August Hemmelgit says, I don't use seat scripts, and I don't think it's good for the game at all. I just don't think it's fair to hate so much on the players for using a tool that's within the terms of service. And fuck you, man. I got nothing to say to you, bro. I got nothing to say to you, man. So what, is it okay to rape somebody if you can get away with it? It's within terms of rape services or what, man? I mean, there's a lot of things you can do that. What's up, man? Welcome to the live stream, bro.
Hey, what's up? I don't know why it's happening now, but I'm middle of the game, so
what do you?
Actually, it's not the best time. Actually.
How many tables are you playing right now?
25, I guess.
You're playing 25 tables right now?
No, it's just 6.
Oh, how are you? How's your seat script going, Danfu?
It's not turned on, you know.
It's not turned on. How'd you get that seat in the bottom left-hand table, my friend?
I have ninja skills, you know.
Oh, interesting. Well, we appreciate you taking some time. If you get your tables cut down, you want to come back on, we'd love to have you on. Talk a bit about seat scripting. Talk a bit about how people in the live stream may or may not like you if you want. So.
You know, I mean, I don't want to really talk about C script because that kind of makes people mad, I think. So.
No.
Yeah.
No. It doesn't make people mad at all. We love you, bro. We love your seat script. You're a friend. You're a favorite of the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Can't you tell by all the nice comments you get here?
Huh. Oh yeah.
You don't notice that, huh?
Well, yeah. Everybody hates me. Like the last 2 weeks, everybody's telling me like, yeah, fuck you, Danfiu. You got the best seating script. But yeah.
How does it feel to have the best seating script? Did you have to what was the process like? Did you have to pay an agent? Like what's the secret?
You know what, Joey? I don't want to talk about that because me discussed on Skype that
It's okay. I'm kidding. Yeah. I know you're not going to talk about it. Just tell me to fuck off, sir. That's all you got to say.
No, I mean yesterday I felt like I watched the live stream and I felt like you were kind of rude to me. In a way that I didn't know that you were mad in real or you're just fucking me,
Well, Danfu. Typically, when you do a 3-hour live stream, you gotta have some villains on it. I can't just go around slobbing everybody's knob like, oh, this guy's, I love him, I want to give him a blowjob. I can't. So we gotta make some villains. Johan, he's a villain. Even though I love Johan. Danfu, you and your seat script. Well, I'm sorry, buddy, you're a villain, my friend.
Yeah, but you know what, Joey? If C scripts wouldn't be allowed, then I would probably battle all the regs if I had the bankroll for 1020 for sure. So I'm not like using the script because it's like a more easy way to get money for sure. But of course I have to be better in battling for sure.
That's true.
So if stars would like ban C scripts, I think I don't know. Maybe they would. I mean, they will. But yeah, then there's nothing to do. So we players is going to bust their ass, and bust their.
I mean, I understand the people why they have a seat script. So I don't know. I don't necessarily know if I'll use a seat script. Maybe I'll get a seat script. I don't know. Can I really get a seat? Can I go again? I don't know if I could do that. I don't know, man.
I don't know other stuff. I mean, there is some 2+2, but they are fucking slow compared to what I've got. Yeah.
Where do you live at, Danfu? Where do you live? I'm coming there. Where do you live? Give me your address right now. What country? Are you in Hungary?
Yeah, you know where's that? Where that is?
Hold on, I'm looking at the map. I actually don't know where Hungary is. All right, just for anybody tuning in, we have one of our favorite players. He's playing the bottom left table for a couple more orbits until it gets to his big blind. Danfu in the house, a.k.a. David Mizzi. So you live in Hungary, and Hungary is by Romania, Slovenia, Slovakia, and Austria, Czech Republic. Interesting. Do you live in like a big city? Budapest, is that the big city there?
Yeah, Budapest is a capital city, and Hungary is like it's like Middle East Europe. Yeah, it's like something like that. No, you should definitely come and check out for sure.
I mean,
there's a lot of American players live here.
Oh, really?
So, White Lime, I think Emil.
Oh, he lives there, yeah.
No. I mean, he was here to just check it out. But there are some Halo guys also live here. And there was one guy who's very famous, Michael Basebro, I think that was his name.
What's his
MRW.
Oh yeah, MRW. Yeah. I mean, I think
yeah.
he's kind of decently well known. So.
Yeah, but he moved to South Africa, so.
A couple of comments that we got some people saying to you. Goalie Show says, "Fuck you, Danfu. You're the biggest bitch out there." Dion Blaster says, "Eat shit, Danfu." One guy says,
"Who the fuck is saying that? Because I don't like anonymous people just say it in my face, like I'm this and this, and
Well, they don't have photos. Get Danfu a tissue. Danfu is sensitive. Danfu sounds like he's close to tears. Man, see. All right, we'll start being. We gotta start saying more nice things to you, man. We don't want
Oh,
people.
man.
We don't want everyone in the live stream disliking you. We did get some people. Yarny says he's going to take a break soon. He's going to call and probably give a check-in. Isildrun says, tell him that if he doesn't keep his karma clean, he will never go on a heater big enough to get up. So
What the fuck that means?
I don't know. I think Isildrun's saying that the karma, the seat script karma is going to get you, man. I don't know. That's what Isildrun's saying. So.
Whatever it means.
Are you on any other tables right now? Are you playing? What games are you in that we can go to?
Actually, I have only 3 Pokerstars tables and other Euro sites, but I think I'm gonna just end the session because there are not many tables.
Yeah, all these 5-10 games. What do you think about the action this bet's creating? Do you think Yaaany can win the bet? Do you think he's not? You think he's drawing dead or what?
Well, before the bet, I don't really have opinion because I don't really know Yarny's game.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard that he's a fucking maniac and likes to, induce variance a lot. So I don't really have an opinion. But now I think he is not gonna have problems with the volume.
For sure, I don't think so either.
Yeah, it's a fucking grinding machine like Flong. Oh my god, I hate that guy. He's so fucking retarded. Really, like I don't want to say bad things about other regs, but he's like one special retarded. back to Yarny.
Wait, hold on. Mr. Bean just got all in pre with and he wins. Oh my god, this guy's so fucking terrible. Look at this play. Mr. Bean gets all in with ace 8, 8, 10 with what the fuck is he doing? Mr. Bean 4-bet. He 4-bet the ace 8, 10, 8 with ace 8 of hearts and got all in versus Odson and won. Nice play, Mr. Bean. But yeah, so go ahead. You don't like Flong, correct?
Yeah, because I don't really respect his game, but I respect him as a player and as a battler. Yeah. So, but with the Yarny bet, I think he's gonna make it somehow. So I think there has to be a reason why I text him at like nearly 90K versus him, right?
Well, that's what I said on the preview podcast. I was like, there has to be some sort of logic or reason why he decided that. I think he even took more side action, so he bet like $86,000 officially for it, and now he's doing that, and now he might have bet more. I mean, it just doesn't make sense why he would do that if he was like had some sort of strong reasoning for why he didn't think he'd be able to do it. I don't know, doesn't make sense. And Danfu's joined. Let me go back. Danfu is the current guest now. David Mazie. How do you say your last name? Mazie?
Mazie, actually.
Mazie. What's it like living in Hungary? Is it pretty fun? Are you in a relationship or something like that, or what?
No, I used to live in Denmark for like 6 years, but it was fucking boring. And then I moved back to Hungary, where I was born. So yeah, it's pretty fun. People are nice and everything is cheap, and just there are some very, very, very pretty girls.
Oh,
in general.
Interesting.
Yeah. So have you ever been to close to Hungary? You didn't even know where it is.
No, I don't think I've been close to Hungary. Let me see the closest place I've been to. I was in Malta, which is the closest to Hungary.
It's like, oh, that's not even close.
Yeah, well, that's the closest I've been. I went there. I hung out. Me and Tim Stone were hanging out for some time down in. Oh, we got a big pot here, bro, on top left. Can you see this? Can you see the action?
No, because I turned the live stream off because it was on delay and the sound just bothered me a lot. Oh, sorry. Well, we got a big hand here. Yarny just opened under the gun. Johan 3-bet the button. He 4-bet, flop 8-5-5, 2 diamonds. Yarny pots the flop for 1,500 with 700 behind. And Johan goes all in. Yarny calls. Johan's got a flush draw and a straight draw, and he loses. So Johan 3-bet. So Yarny opens under the gun with ace, ace, king, queen. Johan squeezes on the button with jack 6, 4, 8 double suited. Calls the 4-bet, flops 5, 5, 8, 2 diamonds. He flops the 8 gut shot,
So he's got a backdoor quad draw, a jack high flush draw, and a gut shot straight draw, and they get all in for 3K, and Yarny wins. So that play by Johan seems a bit interesting, for sure. So what you were saying that. Sorry, let's get back to what we're talking about here. You said you live in Hungary, and you're a single guy there dating a lot of women, or what?
No. I just had like a very drastic life changing in last 3 years. So I don't really date women. That doesn't mean I'm gay, but it's just I'm just trying to concentrate more on poker right now. Yeah.
Who do you date?
Who I date?
No.
Currently nobody.
So you just don't date anybody, just to focus more on poker?
Yeah, and career. Yeah. And
Well,
like I'm currently 25, so.
Well, no, when I was your age, I did the same. I mean, I didn't necessarily I dated women, but I only dated them for weeks at a time, or I had like just girls that we'd just be friends that would hook up. It wouldn't be like anything serious. Do you mean that's what you do, or you mean you literally don't go out with women at all? You just focus on poker all the time?
Yeah. That's correct.
I mean, some might not like that approach, but at the same time, I've said this numerous times. If you really truly want to get great at something like poker, you need to dedicate yourself 100% of the time to it. And for some people, if they can't, I mean, some people dating like Stars Reg Problems. If he has to date people, there's no way he can focus. Like some people just can't do it. They can't even put 85% of themselves into poker if they're dating. It's just not possible for some people. So, and I mean, if your goal is you want to get to a really elite level, then I think it's totally fine to have that approach for a little bit of time, and it's not like you're going to be doing that for the rest of your life. So
yeah,
maybe not, you never know. But I would assume you don't seem like you do that. So
there are always going to be girls who are going to wait for you, but I don't know. Maybe in 2 years, poker is going to disappear.
For sure.
So
yeah. There was a comment. Feast Beast said, "Joey, you're a hypocrite." I need you to clarify that, Feast Beast, so I can answer the question. But I don't think I am, but I might be sometimes. You never know. I'm not perfect ever. I'm not perfect all the time ever. Tim F, what's up? Nice to see you, my friend. Hookers below, Will Americans get decapitated in Hungary? Jerry Jones wants to know. JJ, that might happen?
What does that mean?
Well,
Decapitate?
So I go there, I get my head chopped off.
No fucking way.
Oh.
Like, I don't know who wrote that, but it's not true.
So is it a pretty safe place then?
Yeah, it's not like fucking communism. There was like communism, Russia controlled Hungary like 20 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like over. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. I mean, I never know. You sit here in America, and we don't know too much about what countries are really safe. If you end up in the wrong place, I guess if you end up in the wrong place in any country, things might go down, bad things might happen. But some countries obviously are a lot more scarier from that aspect than others. So.
Yeah, I mean, in Europe, I think there are not many places where like people are not really like want to travel because it's like dangerous.
So you think most countries in Europe are pretty safe then? And I guess that's the consensus thing?
Yeah, right now, I mean, Ukraine, of course, it sucks to go there.
Oh, obviously, yeah, Ukraine with everything going on there, it's just, yeah, it's pretty,
yeah, but, yeah.
What did a couple people say? We got a couple nice positive comments about you, Dan. A lot of people like you now. A lot of people are on board.
Really? What are they saying?
I like Jerry Jones, JJ. If JJ likes you, I gotta like you too. Jerry Jones says I like this guy actually. P. Verdunk says at least he takes some time to respond. King Moten says I hate Hungary more than I hate Danfiu. Okay.
Oh, so probably it's like Romanian, because Romanians and Hungarians have like a little bit conflict.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Matt Burton says I think I like Danfiu too. I mean, hey, Fifi says we love you, Danfiu. Hey, man, all right. This is what happens. You gotta come on. You talk like a normal person, and then we gotta like you. It makes sense though. It's normally how it works.
But still, I'm still a sucker because I'm scripting.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna change.
As long as we don't see you script on the live stream, we're fine. We don't. That's okay. We don't mind.
I can't promise you, Joe.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. When it happens, then we'll worry about it at that point in time. But until then, we got nothing to say. Someone needs to tell the Hungarian that he isn't. No, he's not gay. No. Some people think that approach that you're taking might be, yeah.
Too conservative.
Yeah, maybe too gay might be the word they're thinking about, but conservative as well. Also potentially a word you could use to describe that. Yeah.
When I lived in Denmark, I had a fucking hot Danish girlfriend for like 3 years. When I was like between 17 and 20, I guess. Like Scandinavian girls, I don't know how much you know them, but they are very, very hot when they are young, and when they get old, like 20, 22 plus, they get like they are not that hot anymore. I don't know why, but they have fucking big tits, and like their like personality is just fucking awesome to hang out,
So wait, they're good when they're under 22, but after 22 they're not good anymore?
Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. As like Dom Predator or somebody who's Scandi. Like as the Swedes. I don't know how many Swedes friends you have, but.
Well, I have a lot of everyone I talk to on Skype's from Scandinavia. I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it. So yeah, I have a lot of Scandinavian friends because that's pretty much who plays PLO. So everyone I talk to is PLO players for the most part, and they're all European or Scandi. So is this your what were you dating her in 2010? I'm on your Facebook right now, so I may or may not be looking at photos. Are you tall?
Yeah.
How tall are you? You look tall.
I'm I guess 203 centimeter, which is converted to 6'8" in US.
6'8"? You're 6'8"?
Yeah, and I'm fucking. I have to tell you how much I weigh, because if you look at my photos, wait a sec. I think I'm like 400 pounds or something.
You weigh 400 pounds right now?
Yeah. Wait.
You don't really look 400 pounds to me. I mean, I don't. No way.
I have to check it out because.
I mean, you are tall as fuck. You certainly don't look that big, but obviously when you're 6'8", yeah, that plays a big part for sure.
Yeah. Weight calculator, whatever. I'm like, I think I'm 450 pounds. Something.
What? this live stream is just getting intense now, man. Holy shit. This is intense, man. Wow. I mean, 6'8". It's hard to really quantify a 6'8" person who might weigh that. I mean, compared to wow.
I know, that's why I told you, like, poker can change your life in a drastic way. I mean, of course, like, poker is not like everything you can achieve in life, so that has some not merits, but yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, are you someone who's into fitness down the road sort of thing here? Are you worried about? Are you trying at some point in time to drop the weight, maybe get in shape, kind of thing like that, like a Stars Rec problem sort of situation?
Yeah. I tried several things, and I've actually lost all my prop bets regarding loose weighting or like weight losing. Yeah. So I had to run naked because I lost the prop bet versus my friend on in Budapest in summer when there are a lot of tourists. And it was like recorded. So one fat guy runs there, and the police was also there, but they got distracted. So yeah, that wasn't really fun. But I was drunk, so. Yeah.
What the hell? Yo, man, you got some crazy stories, man. You got some interesting stories. So I mean, looking forward though, what's your plan? Your plan's to play a lot of poker, focus on that, do well, and then start. In the process, I think even getting better at poker for you, that'd definitely be something to think about as far as maybe actually following through with something like that, taking a prop bet where you need to maybe change your diet or go to the gym or something like that. And that would also carry over into your poker game, your mindset, your stamina, your endurance, everything like that. So it's not just there's a lot of different benefits for doing something like that too. I'm sure you know all these things. I mean, these are, you seem like a smart guy, so I don't think I'm telling you anything new, but.
Yeah, people keep saying me that, David, you have to, you should just try to change your life in a way that your bad habits become good habits. And of course I know it. But yeah, I mean, it only has like a positive. I don't know how to say, but if you try to change things.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. 6'8". Oh man, there's a Yarny's on a break right now, so he messaged me. He said he's going on a break in about 10 minutes, but I think he's just sitting at the tables. He said in his next section he'll do a 25-second live rail when I have a big pot, if you like. So yeah, we're gonna try to incorporate Yarny on some live streams here. We told him we got a lot of people watching. See how many viewers we got going on right now. We got 126 people watching right now. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We got a lot of the same old regs. So I think I'm gonna do these live streams about I don't know. I'm gonna do them pretty often just because I think this bet's kind of fun. I think people are interested in it. I think there's a lot of people that are probably bored out there that are either playing or just have a lot of free times on their hands that would enjoy watching. So I'm probably try to do these more. I'll try to get some more people on periodically throughout the month, and people that we enjoy hearing from more, we'll try to get back on more. So what's your like day-to-day life now? Are you just kind of sitting at home playing poker most of the time then?
I think now I told you that I'm like this kind of big and play a lot of poker. I think many people now think that I'm like a desperate guy who's like eating all the time and like playing poker. So, but I'm not that guy. But yeah, most of the time. I mean, I don't play that much actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for the fish to join. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, that's what you're doing though. You're not kidding. You're literally waiting for the fish to join. You're not kidding about that. That's actually what happens. So.
Yeah, but it's not like all the time. But yeah, of course, I like to go out with friends and stuff like that. But yeah, I should be more active in life in general. But Joe, I wanted to ask you, when are you gonna have the podcast with Lex?
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Oh, Sjord K is leaving. He looks like a Scandy too. He's going up to bed. So I'll see you later, Sjord. Sjord K. He looks like he's got a YouTube channel too. Let me look at his YouTube channel. Oh, he does music stuff. Sweet. Sword, I'll see you soon, my friend. What time is it over there right now, Danfiu, actually?
It's like midnight.
Maybe I need to start having these earlier in the day then, so that way more people from Europe can check it out. I gotta figure out a better time that I can just have people from Europe and people in there. But yeah, the Lex, I'm gonna have Lex on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I forgot to put that on Twitter. Yeah, so me and Lex Veldhouse, aka Razzie, are gonna be live streaming on Thursday, 2 p.m. And that'll be pretty fun.
What do you think about this game? Because recently I read sometimes 2+2 and people say that he got better. What do you think about his game?
Well, I haven't played with him in quite a long time. Before, I mean, I've said it a bunch of times. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Lex just because we've been pretty active on the same poker forum on Liquid Poker for quite a long time. And you're still there? I don't know if I might be lagging right now.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. No, I think I was lagging a bit on Pokerstars, it looked like. But yeah, no, I have a lot of respect for Lex, just his ability. He's a super hard worker. He can grind a lot of tables. Obviously, I'm the same way. I like working hard. I like putting a lot of hours in. I like grinding a lot of tables as well. And I think that his PLO game definitely back in the day was certainly had some. It wasn't that strong. Obviously, when you're playing a lot of tables, it is hard to have a strong PLO game. But I think over time he's going to get better, and especially after that Dankness comment he made, Dankness on the podcast, he made a comment that he thought Lex didn't know what the fuck he was doing at PLO, and I think after that, sometimes you just need a comment like that to really put you over the top when it comes to motivation and kind of propel you to a level of. And it's weird that it works that way, but it's just sometimes how it goes. So I think, I think that might have had a bigger effect than we like to think.
So it was like a couple of weeks ago when the Dankness guy.
Dankness Part 1, the podcast I had on with him. 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know how to just put in Google 2 p.m. Eastern to whatever your time zone is, Ashley. I'm not sure. It's 3 hours ago, so 3 hours before this. 4 hours before this. That's 2 p.m. Eastern for people out there. But yeah, go ahead, ask your question.
Me?
Yeah, you said something.
No. I was just curious when you're gonna have podcasts with Lex, because I think his game has definitely improved. Because I remember back in the days, like 2 years ago, when I was playing like Halo 100 on Stars, he used to play like 24 tables, and he was a massive nit. But nowadays, he doesn't really do anything special. He just became much looser, and he puts a little bit much pressure on you. But yeah, but that's it. So, but I still respect him as a grinder.
For sure.
Sure.
I mean, I like Lex a lot. I'm excited to have him on. And I think Yarny's quitting. I think he's probably going to start again soon, but looks like he is going to quit for the session. So we can either stay on, chat with you for a bit, and I'll see. I'm going to ask Yarny when he's coming back, and then if he's going to come back soon. What time are you coming back on? Deciding if to continue live stream or not. Yarny says he's coming back on. He says he's coming back on in.
You think he's on drugs, maybe, Yarny?
I didn't think about that, but yeah, of course I do. Fuck.
Because like when I listened to pre-Rob Bet, that 25-minute stuff, he was talking like pretty weird. Like I mean, not the accent, but like pretty slow, and yeah. So I was like nearly falling asleep.
Yeah, he said he was pretty drunk, but I'm not sure. I don't know if he was necessarily on any drugs or anything like that. So.
Do you know any particular poker player who is on drug? Like,
well,
for sure, like 100%. You don't have to name them, of course. But.
Well, of course we can speculate, but I'm trying to talk with Yarny real quick. I'm trying to think what I want to say real quick, Jim, and then I'll answer the drug question because I think a lot of players play on drugs. Trying to get Yarny in the house.
Is he gonna come?
Maybe we'll see. I told him a couple ideas for what I was gonna do here.
Did you see that this morning? Like Ravenswood was like sitting with huge stacks on 10-20, and he was. I think he played like enormous sessions, like I don't know, 15 to 16 hours minimum, and he was like sitting with huge stack versus. Isildrun, I think. Up for several hours. Yeah, I think him and Isildrun were battling a bit, and I think Ravenswood might have got the best of that. Ravenswood's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Ravenswood he's like the legitimate end boss. We're rooting Yarny on. I think Yarny says he's down 10 binds for the day, so he's at 1 bind. So yeah, Yarny's gonna quit. Danfiu, I'm gonna end the live stream here, and we'll have you on again very soon, and we'll continue this conversation. We'll leave off on.
Yeah, sure.
We'll leave off again. What players are on drugs, and next time we're on, we're gonna continue that conversation.
All right, man. It was pretty random, but
no problem.
It was a pleasure to talk with you.
We appreciate you coming on, my friend. And everyone that tuned in, thanks guys for tuning in. We got 120 viewers out there, but we are going to end it for right now, and we might do it again later today. At the end of the later today, if we get started again, and might hear from Yarny a bit later. And that's it. So, like I said, I'll post on the Facebook page group and on my Twitter at JoeLingram1. I'm probably going to say this a million times. You're going to get sick of hearing it, but it's going to happen. I'm going to also put it on Twitter and in the 2+2 group, and the 2+2 thread and High Stakes PLO forum. All right, that's it. Danfiu, thanks, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yeah, all right, man.
All right, live streamers, peace out. Yep. Later.